Welcome to Serenity Wealth Now with Chris Cooper. This is not your typical financial radio show. As a licensed CPA, insurance agent, and investment advisory representative, Chris coaches his clients on a holistic view of financial well-being with an objective of providing a complete financial strategy to fund life's goals. Chris is here to guide you down the path to the financial serenity you deserve. Now, here's Chris Cooper.
All right, good morning. Happy Sunday, folks. Today, special guest, a place I go to quite often because it's just pretty darn cool in here. Mike McKenna, owner of Dardenne Prairie's only Macadoodles. How are you, buddy?
I'm great. You know,
I'm like one and only. What am I going to say here?
It'd be a really, if there were two Macadoodles in Dardenne Prairie, we would definitely be competing.
There will be
real
day.
Real hard.
Dardenne Prairie's growing, you know?
It is, and that's a big reason why we thought that would be a good place for it.
Yeah.
And
well, you're in a perfect location, really.
Well, at the corner of Bryan and Feisey Road, just north of the Page Extension.
Yeah.
But it's a growing area in St. Charles County,
Yep.
and especially, I mean, dude, I'm 42. I'm a St. Louisan through and through, but I'm from West County. I live in Manchester. And so, like, I left home at 16 years old to go chase a dream. And I go in between 40 and 70. There's like nothing, right?
Yeah.
Years ago, there's like the St. Peter's Recplex, and that's
Right.
about it. And then I come back, and all of a sudden, man, it's like complete housing everywhere, multifamily going up, bars in front of it, and nice stuff, man.
Well, I mean, you mentioned so I'm a Chesterfield grow up guy, so I feel you with the West County kind of a vibe here, right? So you learned something. This is St. Louis, such a small community, right?
Where'd you go to high school?
Exactly,
We're
right?
Parkway.
But do you remember going down Highway 40? You know, because it's still Highway 40 to you and I, right?
Oh yeah.
MasterCard goes in, Winghaven. I'm like, no one's going to be out here. This is ridiculous. Everything's that big, hills everywhere, all the stoplights on 40. No one's going to build out here.
Well, and remember,
here we are.
And remember, on 40, you had one side of the 2-lane highway that was all hilly and up and out, and the other was flat because it was made later. And the original Highway 40 was the hilly one on the right side, and having to do the big shift to go underneath the overpasses that you're looking
crazy.
like. So it's changed a ton. I mean, obviously, as urban sprawl it's real. And, people keep having 4 and 5 kids, and they got to go somewhere.
Right. Well, it's a great place out here. So welcome to the neighborhood.
Thank you.
Yeah. So you said you left Manchester to go chase a dream. This is a really cool dream. So give us a little bit of information about this dream you left for.
Yeah, and I'll try to condense it down.
Yeah.
I mean, the long
Well,
story,
we could spend a lot of time on it for sure.
Oh, trust me. Yes. The long story short on this is that my grandfather was one of the founding fathers of hockey in St. Louis, ice hockey, and he was an off-ice official with the Blues. He was a linesman with the old St. Louis Braves, and my dad's an off-ice official with the Blues too. So it was born and bred. That's what I did. And there weren't many
DNA.
of us, and I'm born in '83, so it was a really niche sport back then, and it still is. But
I think it's one of the only sports left that allows the self-policing aspect of it too.
To a certain extent, racing's the same way, which I grew up in as well. My dad, that's a whole nother tangent. My dad was a very successful race car driver, but I got a chance at 16 to leave home and go play junior hockey with his 16 to 20-year-olds. I'm 16. Most of them are 20. Yeah. I thought jumping from freshman year of high school, being 13 against 18-year-olds was big.
Yeah.
Oh, 16 to 20 and junior was something else, So did that. I went to Springfield, Illinois for 2 years, played there, got a scholarship to St. Lawrence University in upstate New York, Division I NCAA program, storied background, tiny little liberal arts school, though, ironically enough. It was one of the very few that was grandfathered in as a D1 sport.
Oh, wow.
There's only like 10 of these in the United States. They're all either hockey or lacrosse because they had those programs before the NCAA had divisions.
Right.
So I went to a college that had 2,200 undergrads, which is about the size of Parkway South. Yeah. And I loved it. So I did that for 4 years. After freshman year, I was drafted by the Nashville Predators in 2002, 172nd overall in the 6th round.
There you go.
I went to 4 rookie camps with them. They didn't sign me. They signed some guy named Pekka Rinne instead of me. I'm a goalie. It worked out for him. He ended up with about 70 sheets in the bank to my one, But from there, I just had to grind, man. I got my degree in economics. I went to Las Vegas and played for the ECHL team at the time, the Las Vegas Wranglers at the AA level, and made, $450 a week and got free housing and healthcare. But
and you were still playing your hockey, having fun.
And I thought, okay, I've got a plan. I'm a complete over planner and perfectionist.
Yeah.
Like it's good.
Now, is that common in the professional sports kind of arena, or?
I would say amongst goaltenders, I would say perfectionism is, you're so competitive, so driven.
Have to be. Absolutely.
There's just no way around it. But I think for the goalie aspect, like even more so, like the attention to detail, there's actually a very high percentage of goalies that have, that are not just ADHD, but they're obsessive compulsive disorder.
Oh yeah,
so like jokingly saying like, haha, my OCD is not funny to goalies, because like legitimately that's a terrible affliction. And I know people that,
I mean, that's a crazy job.
Yeah.
Quite frankly.
Well, and that's, we're kind of, I don't think we're gravitated to it as much as being, you got to be nuts. I think it's like, we're like the art kids of the hockey world, where like you get to design the equipment. And the mask, and you get to paint it. And like, it's a very creative position because it's a sport within a sport.
Meanwhile, how fast does a slap shot go?
I've been clocked up to 108.
Yeah, 100-mile-an-hour piece of frozen rubber.
And it hits you in the plums.
Surrounded by people skating around on razor blades,
But you don't think about it. You just, as a kid, you love it. Like my daughter's 12. She loves it. She plays goalie. Like it's the best. But, so I did that. I went to Vegas for 2 years. I'm like, man, I'm going to give myself 3 years in this league. And if I can't make it to the next league above, the American Hockey League, I'm going to go to Europe, and hopefully I'll play like some low-level hockey there, see the world, and play like 2 years. I gave myself a 5-year plan to like get a real job. Because during college, I interned at A.G. Edwards, and it just, there were a lot of
company
layers.
You don't hear in the financial world every day anymore.
Yeah, and right. I mean, went through the machinations of it to Wells Fargo, and then on down the list, and Wachovia that was in there even briefly. But did that. But during those 2 years in the ECHL AA level, I made it up to the American League a little bit, the AHL level. On call up, I'd earned that. And so I did that. And I got to the next year, my 3rd year, I made it to the American League, to the AHL. I did it. No, it wasn't signed by an NHL team, didn't have any backing, like just straight up, like did it on my own.
Worked. Yeah.
And so I got there, and like a year later, all of a sudden I'm in the NHL. Like again, I didn't have an NHL contract. I signed my first NHL contract February 2nd and played February 3rd.
Wow.
Like I outplayed the guy.
Yeah.
And I got rewarded.
Yeah. That's awesome.
So from there, that was my 4th year pro. And the next 10 years, I played 14 years of pro hockey. The next 10 years I spent pretty much being the Crash Davis of hockey. If you want to distill down, see what I did there? I own a liquor store now.
Yeah.
But if you want to distill
I like the puns. I do that with, I'll do like interesting conversations with the interest, you see, the financial side. I get you.
Yeah. So if you want to distill it down, I was the Crash Davis of goalies in hockey. I was a number 3 goalie. That's what my career became. I'm very proud of that. I'm proud that I played in the American League. I'm proud to have, played, I don't know, 600-700 games and dressed 1,200, 1,300 pro games.
Yeah.
And dress 130 NHL and play 3 dozen. But I went up and down. I played for 7 NHL teams, dressed games for 2 more with the Panthers and with Vancouver. And then by the time it was all said and done, man, I'd played for more than anybody, and I'd hardly played any games for them, which was pretty funny. But I got to earn those chances. I got to play in some all-star games. I got to do, union work as the head of exec for a decade. Like, I mean, just
those are cool experiences.
Really, and it really opened the door, for a lot of things. Like, and then I did media afterwards, but my playing career was just, it was literally a dream, completely a dream. Because nobody from St. Louis had ever made it.
Well, and everyone, when you're growing up playing the kids' game, right? You play your kids' game, whatever it is, soccer, baseball, basketball, football, it doesn't matter. It's the kids' game, right? And then you always say, oh, I want to play in the pros one day. It's a fraction of people that get that opportunity. And you were on ice, man. That's amazing.
There's a lot of people that had knee injuries that kept them from being a pro.
Sure.
There's a lot more people and I'll be real with you here, Chris. It's actually kind of like frustrating sometimes how many, like when you know what it takes. I know what it takes.
Yeah.
Right. I can say that. That's real. there are so many things that had to go right at the right moment. And
Sure.
I had to play so well at the right time and consistently and what you put your body through and all these other things. And it is frustrating to hear somebody just blow it off like, yeah, I had a knee injury, but that kept me from going pro. It's like,
Right.
no, man, you quit.
Yeah, there's a lot to it.
And so, you try to like kind of internalize that. You don't
Yeah.
want to let that out because it sounds bad, but it's
Right.
you really realize it at the end of your career when you start to look back on it, not just how fortunate you were, but just how much you had to grind, especially somebody like me that everything I
Yeah.
got was because I outplayed somebody.
Well, and those are lessons that I assure you help you in where you are today. I mean, they have to.
I tell you what, it does, but it's also been a big learning experience for myself as a manager.
Yeah.
I'm not just the owner of Macadoodles Dardenne Prairie. I have partners in it as well, but I manage day to day. I'm the general manager of the
Yeah.
store. I purposefully hired people who I believed could manage up with me,
Yep.
that have an industry experience, that
Yeah.
know what they're doing.
When they're super helpful too.
Mhm.
And they love what they do, and it shows.
They're great. I'm so lucky to have them.
Yeah.
But there are times I catch myself saying, Mike, like, this isn't hockey. You've got to step back a bit because your competitiveness is overtaking you.
Yeah.
Right. And it's real because there's times where even my workers hold me accountable. Like, it's kind of like, hey man, don't text us this late at night. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
cause I had some wacky idea or something. It's like, oh yeah, I gotta calm down here and just
Yeah.
let it go. And, it's different. The competitiveness that athletes who do things at the level, and I should say really the level beyond what I did, because I was never an NHL regular.
Yeah.
I'm very clear about that. It's through the roof competitive.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
know?
I can only imagine. Yeah. I gave up on my sports streams when I realized I had no talent for it. So, it was self-imposed.
That was me with golf.
Yeah.
I quit golf.
Oh, don't get started on golf. Yeah. Yeah. No, it doesn't work. I can't swing those clubs, and I'm a lefty. So, everything's backwards too. So, all right. So you are, you go into the media space, and then all of a sudden now there's this transition into this Macadoodle. So how does that translate? Where does this come up?
It's a pretty cool story. So like I said, I played hockey. I finished in 2019.
Yeah.
I auditioned for stuff on radio and TV while I was playing. So there was always not just me wanting to do those things
Yep.
within TV or media. Somebody out there has to notice you've got a flair for that in
Sure.
some way, right?
Yeah.
So I get done. St. Louis Blues 2019 win a Stanley Cup, game 5 or 6, whatever it was. I'm out in front of the Enterprise Center, game 6, and I get a live hit on NHL Network. Like a half hour before, they're like, hey, could you do this?
Yeah.
Run home, put a suit on, get down there, take a Lime scooter, wear a suit. Back when we had Lime scooters and they didn't end up in the river to pair.
Okay.
And
the good old days of St. Louis.
And so I just went up there and crushed. Like, it may be the best hit I ever did.
Yeah.
Like, sirens
Well,
went
you were
off.
pretty excited too. I mean, this is your hometown team. I assume you don't grow out of being a Blues fan.
You do.
Do you?
No, you do. And as a
Really?
pro,
I was wondering.
when you've been paid by 16 NHL teams, you
Yeah.
completely lose your hometown elite. Like,
really?
I became so ambiguous to the Blues that it actually was kind of like, I'm only now becoming a fan again.
Yeah.
You lose it, right?
Yeah.
Like, I played in the Scottrades
Right.
at Enterprise Center,
Right.
right? Like,
Because your loyalty has to shift.
it's who's paying you.
Absolutely.
And not just who's paying you, but what city you feel endeared to.
Sure. Because you have a responsibility.
You do.
Yeah.
And that's one thing about the Blues is that the players here, once they're here, understand that this city is behind you when you work, right? Like,
Yeah.
this is a city you feel it. When you play in Toronto, you're playing in front of a bunch of suits, man.
Now that energy comes through in the media side as well.
It does.
Right.
Yeah.
So now you're broadcasting, you take the, you're in the suit, you got the Lime scooter, you're there, you see the passion.
Yep.
Right.
Got a job, went on TV for the Vegas Golden Knights for 2 years, did pre-post intermission like you see Bernie Federko's done for the Blues for years. Did color commentary on the TV side for their American League games and host. So I did all that. COVID happens. That job goes away.
Changes everything.
Yeah, they don't need somebody flying in anymore.
Those damn pandemics.
Yeah. And then, I did 2 more years of working in media, writing, streaming content, hosted Sirius XM NHL Network for a couple of years, which was just so much fun. I just loved that experience, but I also knew about a year into that 2-year contract, not with XM, but with the website I was working for. I'm like, this is a dead end.
Yeah.
I can just sense they're not generating that revenue. And I cost too much, frankly.
Yeah.
Like, you know, your self-worth with
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So about 2024, January, I started just every single week networking and meeting with everybody I knew. And I met with I tried to meet with the most successful people I could find.
Yeah.
You know, I don't need to name them, but like, you build a network over a while
Of
doing
course.
things. And
Yeah.
I mean, some big dogs in town, like real big dogs.
And we have plenty of them.
Yes, we do. And more than most people realize from other cities. Of
course.
And I love St. Louis, but I had one meeting with Tom Kyman of Mia Rose Holdings.
Yeah.
Tom Kyman. And Chris, you know Tom Kyman?
I went to high school with Tom.
Okay.
Yeah. So I guess now, Tom, you got to be coming on my radio show here and talk about high school and stuff, you know?
Tom's been wildly successful doing developments for Mia Rose
Yeah.
Holdings.
Yeah. Well, and the
Multifamily.
hockey side of things is a very common element too.
It was. And Tom, that was my first college game was against Tom. He played Division I college hockey for Michigan Tech. He got an engineering degree while playing college hockey. That doesn't happen.
Yeah.
And yeah, I had never spoken to him, but I at one point sent him a LinkedIn message when he was in charge, when he headed up the building of the Maryville Ice Center in Chesterfield,
which was a pretty cool development, by the way.
And it was a huge deal for our city.
Yeah.
Right. For youth hockey, for the things that my family's just, it's our life. We love, and I just literally sent the dude a message in LinkedIn, and I don't even use LinkedIn, and I'm playing pro hockey, and it was just amazing job. A public-private partnership to pull off the funding and to execute at that level. Just thank you. Amazing. Right. And then circle back 6-8 years later, one of my buddies is like, why don't you call Tom, man? You're looking, and sat down with Tom and just trying to figure out where my skill set might work, and kind of gave him my story and talked for an hour. And 3 days later, you ever heard of Macadoodles? And that was really the genesis of it.
And then next thing you know, here we are.
Yeah. And it was, you need to meet my friend Jim Cook.
Yep.
I didn't know Jim Cook from a hole in the ground, right? And well, Jim's the definition of an entrepreneur.
Absolutely. Yeah. You may have heard of a barbecue franchise I think he's involved in. So
buying emos in your mid-20s with all the money you've ever saved in the world from, your dad's works at the GM plant, and turn that into 7 emos, 3 sugar fires, real estate holdings, and you want to do a Macadoodles project, and like, this guy's got it going on, dude.
Yeah.
And talking, researching, and
now he's probably going to be a little bit busy trying to figure out. I think he's got a kiddo that's maybe in the NFL. I think.
Yeah, maybe for the Jets.
Yeah.
So his son Brady Cook was quarterback from Mizzou for years.
Absolutely.
And and that was also part of this that was really cool, because I'm not a football fan at all. It gave me a chance to watch a sport rooting for somebody.
Yeah.
And like really enjoying watching it. Yeah. And Brady actually is also an investor with Macadoodles. Yeah. We can't advertise anything because it's liquor store and he's an NFL player, but he is part ownership. And, we actually kind of went back and forth fairly often talking about agents, professional sports, where you're headed in life, what to expect. And I have a unique perspective on that.
Yeah.
Maybe a different sport, but they're very similar.
It has to be. Absolutely. So, yeah. There's a lot to all those things.
Yeah. So Macadoodles was about a year and a half worth of research before we got it going, and opened on November 15th, 2024.
Well, and cool, such a cool story. And everyone's story is so unique. That's what I love having guests on, talking about their story, where it all comes from, because there's some common elements, and that drive, that tenacity, that I got to figure this out. But you always have to get both feet in, all just full blown steam ahead, and have that gumption to just, call it your own and go all in. Yeah. So I think that's amazing. So you guys do one of the things that I think is your stores are just very different than most liquor stores. First of all, it's obviously 100% intentional. But it feels homey, if you will. Like there's a nice little element of kind of country store, a little bit of a home feel, like kind of like your basement bar, a little bit aspect. It's just nice.
We've had a couple things come to us that we've realized are very apropos for it. Over to Alderman meeting.
Yeah.
There was a lady in Dardenne Prairie who really didn't want us there.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, though, she was an amazing writer and speech giver. She was incredibly eloquent about how much she hated the idea of a liquor store. And honestly, I loved listening to her.
Yeah.
She was good at what she did. She was passionate.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to have passion in life.
Sure.
But I tell you what, at one point she called our store Elevated Clampett, like the Clampetts from the Hillbillies. And I'm kicking Jim Cook going, I think we just made our first t-shirt, like Elevated Clampett, because it was exactly what we are. Like we are like, I mean, if you smash together a Cracker Barrel, Ace Hardware, and Bass Pro
Oh
Shops,
my gosh, there you go.
I really,
and
if
100%.
those three things created a liquor store, like exposed wood beams, customer service. You know, why do people shop at Ace Hardware? Like you go in there for a specialty piece or somebody who knows something.
That's right.
Like we're the Ace Hardware of the liquor store world.
Yeah.
And the difference is I think our prices are right in line with anybody.
I wouldn't disagree.
I'll put our prices up there with anyone.
Yeah.
So you're not paying a crazy premium. It's a great selection, but it's intentionally meant to feel comfortable.
Yes.
And not total, you know, there's, without saying competitors' names, you walk into some places and they're wearing, I mean, like almost tuxedos, you know?
Right.
You're like,
so you either get the stuffy experience or you get the warehouse experience.
Or no experience.
There you go. Yeah.
I mean, people come to a liquor store to be happy, Chris.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
they're happy to be there. We have, they're enthusiasts.
Right.
It's okay to be a liquor enthusiast.
Absolutely.
Like, it doesn't mean
that doesn't mean you're a drunk. There's a difference.
No. And I tell you, Chris, that's one thing about what we found. People are drinking less.
Yeah.
Okay. That the market is down with it. They are drinking less. But I will contend all day long that people are drinking better quality and enjoying that.
Agreed.
And having a half ounce or 2 half-ounce pours in an evening where they're not hungover, they're not drunk, they're really enjoying what they're sipping.
It's a difference. You know, you go back when there's drinking to get intoxicated.
Yeah, intentional.
That is, you know, I'll say the Bud Light crowd or the whatever, you know, quantity stuff. I don't know. 2 or 3 really nice craft beers or a really nice whiskey. It's a different thought process. It really is.
And it's really now even younger generations.
Yeah.
We get people in their 20s coming in buying good bottles of whiskey
and
bourbon. And 6 young professionals, they're successful. They're, you know, they got disposable income because, you know, they're not married, they're not kids.
Right.
Like,
well, there's something too. I have whiskey bottles all over, and like Stacey's like, do you need more? I'm like, well, yeah. Because you never drink a full bottle. Like you just go to a different bottle.
Well,
it's the weirdest thing.
And how often do you bring one along to share with somebody?
Right. Yeah. So you never finish a bottle. Somebody else finishes your bottle for you. And like, it's just like an exchange thing. It's the coolest thing. It's a little bit of a social thing, right? Which is also one of the things you guys do. You guys do a lot of cool community things. I went to one of them that I think is super cool. It was the Four Hands takeover of Macadoodles Dardenne Prairie. That was awesome. A lot of fun seeing those guys hanging out there. This is shame on me. I didn't know that they were also having good whiskey selections. So I go to the factory in Chesterfield. I'll go to the district and I'll stop in because they have a wonderful IPA selection. Yeah. I'm an IPA guy. You know, it's what I do. But now I'm like, man, you guys have a really solid whiskey selection too.
Yeah. Four Hands is making their own.
Yeah.
And it's Withered Spirits, right? So it's under a different banner. They did that with canned cocktails for a while under a different name, 1220 Cocktails. They're actually switching most of those over to Four Hands as the branding for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, they make great whiskey, rye whiskey finished in port Caribbean casks, Ambaranas. I mean, really nice stuff. But this was an event you're describing where, I mean, I physically got on the roof and put up the sign for Four Hands over Macadoodles. They took over our store.
It was pretty fun.
We got the revenue, but I mean, they took it over. They helped us out. We collaborated to do samplings and tastings. And, I mean, we've never done draft beer. You know, we sold, I don't know, 150 draft beers that day.
It was great.
Dude, it was killer.
It was super fun.
And part of me too is I get to have my construction side out of me. Like the only class in college that I TA'd was stagecraft because my dad did race cars. We were hands on. I knew how to use a drill and a sander when I was 8. Right.
Oh, good for you.
So
I have to call somebody.
I love doing it. So like everything.
Now I'm going to call you.
Well, I tell you what, Chris, you come into Macadoodles and I could literally show you throughout the store the things that I've in some way put up, or my dad, you know, cut these pieces of conduit to fit. We sourced these from Metro Lighting, and like, it's fun for me that I get to have this creative outlet still.
Right.
Like that.
Yeah. Super cool. All right. So then another one that you've recently had is another buddy of mine, Mark Sutherland. He's been on the show. So he's got a distillery out in a tasting room out in Defiance. So he's been on on our show, and he's also been in Macadoodles as well for an event.
Mark Sutherland's a good friend.
Yeah.
He's probably the most American British dude I know.
Well, he sounds smarter than we do just because of his British accent, right?
And he's so like multidimensional.
Very genuine.
He does all the marketing for the air show for my buddy who runs the airport out there, right?
Yeah.
And then he comes in, he's got a new single barrel for us to put on the shelves at Macadoodles. And so Mark came in and showed off his line for Stone Ledge spirits and Stolac whiskey and a single barrel Stolac, which is delicious. We have in the store right now.
Yeah. And I'm a big fan of the inversion vodka as well. It's super clean,
8
beautiful,
times distilled,
amazing.
Here's the thing about vodka. Really, most people, vodka's vodka.
Yeah.
But, one brand out there just dominates it. Just utterly dominates it. And there's nothing wrong with it at all.
The vodka that shall not be named.
Yeah,
but we all know what we're thinking about.
There's nothing wrong with it. It's totally good vodka. But,
Yeah.
There actually is better vodkas out there. A lot. It's just, the reality is most people mix vodka, and that's kind of that.
Right.
But I would make the argument that, man, when you mix with better vodka, you get better results out of that cocktail.
I'm a big fan of the inversion for sure.
Very, very good.
Yeah,
very good.
It is.
Corn-based, so it's got some sweetness to it. Listen, this is the...
I know. Now look at us geeking out here, right? Yeah. So, all right. So other kinds of cool events you've got, because it's not just about takeovers and folks that are coming in from various distilleries and things like that. I love the community aspect of it all. But you've also got some other neat things coming up here too.
We've got 2 coming in August that are sold out currently, but we have another one coming that we will be announcing in the near future that will be up on our website and all our social media. Please make sure you follow us on Instagram or Facebook, whichever you choose. Macadoodles Dardenne Prairie. Just toss it in there.
Love it.
That's how we update everybody. I act like a goof on there all the time.
That's fun.
But we sold these 2 out really quickly. We've got a dinner coming that's a Swiss wine pairing dinner. Swiss wine is not in the United States except for the state of Missouri, and only in the past year, and you can only get it at Macadoodles.
Well, there you go. That's interesting.
So we're pairing 5 courses with perfectly paired wines to bites from one of our vendors who knows this wine inside and out, and Chef Mark Deering from Sugar Fire next door, Sugar Fire Smokehouse, our neighbors. He's doing the whole dinner. He's a classically trained chef. He's not just a pit master.
I did not know that. Learn everything. This is amazing.
Yeah, when we do these events, Chef Mark, he gets to flex his muscles.
Yeah, that's cool.
So we're like, dude, this is what we have coming in. What do you think? And he just crushes every time. So we have that one coming. It's sold out. It was a $60 ticket for 5 pairings and the wine. Steal of a deal.
It is.
Every Wednesday at our stores, Wine Down Wednesday, you get 15% off all wine on Wednesday.
Yeah.
So we always do our events on Wednesday.
There you go.
So you're getting a great meal. You're getting tastings, and you're getting money off on your wine.
Perfect.
So we do that. And then another one we just recently sold out in like 2.5 days is a tiki glass.
Yeah, I missed the tiki one. I shame on me for not paying enough attention to get on this one. That sounds like a lot of fun.
It's going to be a blast. So that one sold out. People are going to take home a commemorative glass with the tiki head.
Well, at least if there's an extra glass, can I get one?
We'll see if we can order up an extra.
All right, good.
Yeah. So we got one coming in a couple of weeks.
So then I get to come with my wife to the cocktail class.
Yep.
So that's the one I'm looking forward to, because I'm actually on this one at least, because I missed out on the other cool ones.
Yep.
So
the next one coming August 21st, we'll be featuring Got My Peaches down in Georgia. They name all these things, right? It's cocktail specialty, but we'll be doing one that'll have a whiskey and peaches, and we'll have another that's El Diablo that's going to be tequila and blueberry and ginger beer, and then do another one that's going to be smoking a pancake.
All right.
Anybody out there that knows the Austin Powers? Gold member, I love smoking a pancake. But that drink will be smoke wagon and some maple syrup and some other stuff. So
man, see, I'm going to learn all kinds of stuff, folks.
You're going to get to come in and shake it up and make that drink yourself.
Well, and then I'll be able to take it over. We've got the Serenity Wealth Bar, and so I'll be able to take it and help people out here enjoy a little cocktail and talk a little bit about finance.
Yeah, man.
And life.
Yeah.
Not bad.
No, not a bit. And that's
not bad.
We could talk finance forever too. So.
Well, yeah, we could, but this is much more fun. So that's okay. Because really finance just is here to help fund our life stories. So Awesome. So check Macadoodles Dardenne Prairie social media outlets and get on those events because they go real fast. Holy cow.
Yep, they
That's
happen.
awesome.
We're at the corner of Bryan and Feisey Road, just north of the Page Extension.
Awesome. Well, buddy, I'm glad you're here. Thanks for coming in. And we'll be seeing you here soon. I guess I got to make a run over there. So
my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, buddy. All right, folks. So check out Mike. Go pay him a visit over at Macadoodles in Dardenne Prairie. I'm telling you, it's a really cool place. It is not a typical wholesale type feel. And I love that. If you've been to our office here at Serenity Wealth Management in O'Fallon, Winghaven area, you'll find out this is not your typical financial advisory office. I try to do the opposite of what you would think of in that atmosphere, because that is not what people enjoy being a part of. They don't come in just to talk about money. No, we need to talk about life. We need to talk about things that matter. We need to enjoy the time we are here to discuss things that do truly matter. Strategies are important, but strategies only matter about money when it has to do with how it funds your day-to-day life. Your today money, your future money. Those are the things that we want to think about. Those are the things that are important. So we want to be in an atmosphere where we can openly discuss these things. It doesn't have to be stuffy. It can be casual. It can be fun. It can be inviting. This is why we do community events in our office. I will be doing things at Macadoodles as well, because I'm telling you, he's got some really cool places. He's got some really cool events that do take place right there. And I'm telling you, these takeovers, these events, join their social media group. You'll see what I'm saying. They create all kinds of fun opportunities and atmospheres to just go have a good time, see what it's all about, and learn some things in the process. And wow your friends with some amazing, cool cocktails that I'm going to be bringing into life at the Serenity Wealth Lounge as well. So I'm pretty excited about that. That's what it's all about, folks. It's about developing those connections, being part of that community, and making sure you can drive real conversations. That's how you make a difference in people's lives. That's how you create connections that matter. And ultimately, that's how you create the experiences that create the legacy you deserve.
Serenity Now! This is Serenity Wealth Now with Chris Cooper. Request a free copy of Chris's latest book, The New Holistic Retirement, by visiting SerenityWealthNow.com.
Investment advice offered through Fortis Capital Advisors, LLC.